Hi, I'm Lennon. Today, I'm going to tell you my story. But before I continue, please share, and subscribe to hear more stories like this. So, I never thought I'd be the type to hold grudges, but life has a way of teaching you when it's time to stand up for yourself. It all began 3 years ago when I met my husband, Jake. We fell in love quickly, and everything was perfect, except for one tiny detail: his sister, Miranda. Jake and I were having dinner at his parents' place the first time I met Miranda. I was nervous but excited. "It's so nice to finally meet you," I said, extending my hand. Miranda looked me up and down and said, "Oh, so you're the new girlfriend. Interesting choice, Jake." "What's that supposed to mean?" Jake asked, putting his arm around me. "Nothing," Miranda replied with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "Just surprised, that's all." Jake's mom, Diane, quickly changed the subject. "Miranda just got promoted at the hospital. She's now the head nurse in the maternity ward." "That's amazing," I said genuinely. "Congratulations." "Some of us work hard for our success," Miranda replied. "Not everyone can just charm their way through life." Jake's dad, Robert, cleared his throat. "Let's eat before the food gets cold." That first dinner set the tone for our relationship. I tried everything to win Miranda over. I complimented her, asked about her work, even brought her favorite desserts when we visited. Nothing worked. "I don't get why she hates me so much," I told my best friend Tara one day over coffee. "Some people are just toxic," Tara replied, stirring her latte. "Has Jake said anything about it?" "He notices, but he always says, 'That's just how Miranda is. Don't take it personally.' That's not okay, Lennon. You shouldn't have to put up with that." "What can I do? She's his sister. I can't make him choose." "You don't have to, just set boundaries." "Easy for you to say. You haven't seen how Miranda operates. She's subtle, makes little comments that sound innocent but cut deep." "Like what?" Tara asked. "Last week at their parents' anniversary party, she told everyone how brave I was for wearing that dress with my body type. Or how she's impressed that Jake and I have lasted this long given his history with commitment phobia, which isn't even true. That's straight up passive-aggressive. Jake needs to step up. I know, but family dynamics are complicated. Fast forward 8 months, Jake proposed, and I said yes. We were thrilled. But guess who wasn't? "Engaged after just a year?" Miranda said when we announced it at Sunday dinner. "Well, I suppose when you know, you know. Or when you're in a hurry, you're in a hurry." "What's that supposed to mean?" Jake asked. "Nothing," Miranda said innocently. "I'm just surprised, that's all. Congrats." Despite Miranda's attitude, the wedding planning went smoothly, until the day Miranda showed up at my dress fitting with Diane. "Oh, you're going with that one?" Miranda said, eyeing my dream dress. "It's unique. Maybe something with more coverage would be more flattering." "I think she looks beautiful," Diane said firmly. "Of course she does," Miranda backpedaled. "I'm just thinking about the photos. They last forever, you know." "I appreciate the input," I said, keeping my cool. "But I love this dress." "Your wedding, your choice," Miranda shrugged. "Just trying to help." The wedding day arrived, and despite my fears, Miranda behaved herself. Maybe because her boyfriend David kept her occupied. They'd been dating for about 6 months, and he seemed nice enough, if a bit quiet around her. After the honeymoon, Jake and I settled into married life. We bought a small house in the same neighborhood as his parents, which meant regular family dinners. Miranda was always there, with or without David. "So when are you two starting a family?" Miranda asked one night, 6 months into our marriage. "We're not in a rush," Jake replied. "Well, don't wait too long," Miranda said, looking pointedly at me. "The biological clock ticks faster for some." "I'm only 28, I said. "And I'm 32, Miranda replied. "David and I are already trying. Aren't we, honey?" David nodded, looking somewhat uncomfortable. "That's wonderful," Diane said. "I'd love more grandchildren." "Here's hoping both couples get lucky," Robert added, raising his glass. "Luck has nothing to do with it," Miranda said. "It's about health, timing, and, well, fertility." The comments continued for months. Every time we saw Miranda, she'd find a way to bring up babies, fertility, or how time was running out for me. Then, to everyone's surprise, especially Miranda's, Jake and I announced we were expecting. We hadn't been trying, but we were thrilled. "That's wonderful," Miranda said, her smile tight. "How far along?" 12 weeks, I replied. "We wanted to be sure before telling everyone." 12 weeks? And you're just telling us now? Miranda looked at her mother. "Can you believe they kept this from us for 3 whole months?" "Miranda," Jake warned. "No, it's fine," she said, recovering quickly. "I'm happy for you, really." 2 weeks later, Miranda announced she was pregnant too, 8 weeks along. "What a coincidence," Tara said when I told her. "Bit suspicious, don't you think?" "I'm trying not to. Maybe they really were trying, like she said. Or maybe she couldn't stand you getting attention. Watch yourself, Lennon. Pregnant women can get crazy competitive." Tara was right. What followed was 8 months of Miranda one-upping every pregnancy symptom, milestone, and preparation. "Oh, you're feeling tired?" "I'm absolutely exhausted. The doctor says it's because I'm carrying so efficiently." "You're having a girl? How nice." "We're having a boy. David's family hasn't had a girl in generations. Strong genes, you know." "Only 10 outfits so far? We've already got the nursery fully stocked." "You really should be more prepared, Lennon." I tried to stay positive, focusing on Jake and our baby. Then came the baby shower. Miranda insisted on attending, even though she was only 2 weeks from her due date. "You shouldn't have to deal with her today," my mom said as we set up decorations. "It's fine," I replied. "One more day of Miranda, then I can focus on the baby." The shower was lovely, thanks to Tara's planning. Friends, family, cute games, and lots of gifts. Miranda sat in the corner, making occasional comments about how her shower would be more intimate and tastefully done. As we were opening gifts, I unwrapped a beautiful, hand-knitted blanket from Diane. "This is gorgeous," I said, tearing up. "Thank you so much." "I made one for each grandchild," Diane explained. "Miranda's is almost finished." Miranda's face darkened. "Almost? Mom, you promised mine would be done first since I'm due before Lennon. You're due 2 weeks before me," I pointed out. "Every day counts with newborns," Miranda snapped. "Mom, I can't believe you'd prioritize her baby over your own blood." The room went silent. Diane looked mortified. "I'm not prioritizing anyone," she said quietly. "I've been working on both." "Whatever," Miranda said, struggling to stand. "I need some air." My shower ended on that sour note. Little did I know it was just the beginning. 3 days later, I went into labor, 6 weeks early. Everything happened so fast. 1 minute I was folding baby clothes. The next I was doubled over in pain. Jake rushed me to the hospital, where the doctor quickly determined I needed an emergency C-section. I was terrified. Jake held my hand as they prepped me for surgery. And then, like some cosmic joke, guess who was on duty? "Miranda," Jake said, surprised. "I didn't know you were working today?" "I picked up an extra shift," she replied coolly. "Don't worry, I won't be in the delivery room." "Thank goodness for small mercies," I muttered. "What was that?" Miranda asked sharply. "Nothing," Jake intervened. "We're just stressed." "I understand," Miranda said. "First babies are scary, especially premature ones." The way she said premature made my skin crawl. "Everything's going to be fine," the doctor assured me. "We're taking good care of you and your baby." They wheeled me into the operating room with Jake by my side. The anesthesiologist administered the spinal block and the surgery began. I was conscious, but couldn't feel anything below my chest. The doctor was just about to make the final incision to deliver our baby when the door burst open. "Stop the procedure immediately!" Miranda shouted with 2 security guards behind her. "What's going on?" the doctor demanded. "I have reason to believe the patient has been using illegal substances," Miranda said. "We need to run additional tests before proceeding." "That's absurd." Jake stood up. "Lennon doesn't even drink coffee." "Sir, please stay calm," one of the security guards said. "I was lying there, cut open on the operating table, with my baby's life at risk, while my sister-in-law tried to stop my C-section. This is completely inappropriate," the doctor said firmly. "Nurse, you need to leave. Now." "I'm head nurse on this floor," Miranda insisted. "And I have an obligation." "Your obligation is to your patients, not your personal vendettas," the doctor cut her off. "Security, please escort Nurse Miranda out, and someone call the supervisor." They removed Miranda, who was shouting about protocols and responsibilities. The surgery continued, and our beautiful daughter, Melody, was born minutes later. Small but healthy. Later, we learned that Miranda had fabricated concerns about drug use based on nothing. She was suspended pending investigation. 2 weeks later, while Melody and I were recovering at home, Miranda went into labor and delivered her son, Oliver. Jake went to the hospital to support his sister, despite my objections. "She tried to endanger our daughter," I reminded him. "I know," he said. "But she's still my sister, and that's still my nephew." I stayed home with Melody, fuming but understanding Jake's position. When he returned, he looked troubled. "What happened?" I asked. "She didn't even ask about you or Melody," he said. "Just complained about how her labor was so much more difficult than yours because she did it naturally. And then she had the nerve to suggest we bring Melody to meet Oliver once they're home." "Is she serious? After what she did?" "I told her we need time. She didn't take it well." In the following months, Miranda made several attempts to reconcile, all while continuing her passive-aggressive behavior. She'd send texts like, "Just checking if you're still mad about that misunderstanding at the hospital," or, "Oliver is meeting all his milestones early. How's Melody doing?" Preemies often need extra time to catch up. 6 months after the babies were born, Miranda called me directly for the first time since the hospital incident. "Hello, Lennon," she said when I answered. "I hope you're well." "What do you want, Miranda?" "Always so direct," she chuckled. "I'm planning Oliver's dedication ceremony and wanted to know if you, Jake, and Melody will be attending." "After what you did? No, thanks." "Are you still hung up on that? It was a misunderstanding. I was looking out for my niece." "By falsely accusing me of drug use while I was having emergency surgery? That's how you look out for family?" "I had concerns based on your behavior." "What behavior? Being terrified during an emergency C-section?" "Look, I've apologized. I don't know what else you want from me." "You've never apologized, Miranda. Not once." "Well, I'm sorry you feel that way. But this is about the children now. They're cousins. Family. I'll talk to Jake and get back to you." That night, Jake and I had a long conversation. For the first time, he fully acknowledged how toxic his sister was. "I never wanted to see it," he admitted. "But after what she did at the hospital, and how she's been acting since—" "You're right. We need boundaries." We decided to attend the ceremony for Oliver's sake, but maintain minimal contact with Miranda. That decision changed when I received a group text the next day from Miranda to all the women in the family and her friends. "Ladies, I'm excited to announce my baby shower for Oliver. Yes, he's already here, but we never got to celebrate properly. Looking forward to seeing you all at my house next Saturday at 2 p.m. Gifts appreciated, but not necessary. Registry link attached." "She's having a baby shower for a 6-month-old?" Tara asked when I showed her the text. "Apparently," I replied. "And look at the date." Tara checked. "That's Melody's half-birthday party. The one you've been planning for weeks." "Exactly. Everyone already RSVP'd to our event. She knows this." "What are you going to do?" I stared at the text for a long time, then looked at my daughter playing on her mat. Something inside me snapped. "I'm done," I said. "I'm done letting her walk all over me, over us." I picked up my phone and dialed Jake's mom. "Diane, it's Lennon. Do you have a minute to talk about Miranda?" Over the next few days, I spoke with everyone who'd received Miranda's invitation. I didn't demand they skip her shower. I simply told them the truth. About the hospital. About the constant put-downs. About scheduling her shower on Melody's party day. One by one, they shared their own Miranda stories. Her petty competitions, her backhanded compliments, her need to always be the center of attention. Saturday came. Jake took Melody to the park so I could have some alone time. Around 3 p.m., my phone rang. It was Jake's dad. "Lennon? Is Jake with you?" "No, he's at the park with Melody. Why?" "Miranda's having a meltdown. No one showed up to her shower except David's mother. She's convinced you told people not to come." "I told people the truth, Robert. Nothing more." There was a pause. "I believe you. And between us, it's been a long time coming." Later that evening, we had Melody's half-birthday dinner with our families, minus Miranda, who'd been blowing up Jake's phone all day. Even David came without her, apologizing for her behavior. "She's always been difficult," Diane admitted over dinner. "But I never thought she'd go this far." The next day, Miranda showed up at our door unannounced. "How dare you turn my family against me?" she shouted when I opened the door. "I didn't turn anyone against you, Miranda. You did that yourself. Don't play innocent. No one came to Oliver's shower because of you." Jake appeared behind me. "Miranda, you need to leave." "So you're taking her side now? Against your own sister? Your own blood?" "I'm protecting my family from toxic behavior," Jake said firmly. "If you want to be part of our lives, you need to get help and make real amends. Not fake apologies. Real change." "This is ridiculous," Miranda scoffed. "All because I had concerns during her delivery?" "You called security and accused my wife of drug use while she was having emergency surgery," Jake said coldly. "You endangered her and our daughter because you couldn't stand someone else getting attention." "That's not what happened!" "It is exactly what happened," I said, "and we have the hospital report to prove it." Miranda's face went pale. "You filed a report?" "The hospital did," Jake said. "Your supervisor called me yesterday. They've completed their investigation. You're being terminated, Miranda." "You can't be serious," she whispered. "Dead serious. Actions have consequences." Miranda stumbled back, then pointed at me. "This is all your fault. You've ruined everything." "Goodbye, Miranda," I said, closing the door. That was 6 months ago. Miranda lost her job. David left her shortly after, unable to deal with her behavior anymore. She moved back in with her parents temporarily, but even they set strict boundaries. Last we heard, she was in therapy. Not by choice, but because Diane and Robert made it a condition of their support. As for us, Melody just turned 1. She's thriving. Jake and I are stronger than ever. We see his parents regularly, and they're amazing grandparents. I never set out for revenge. I simply stopped protecting someone who repeatedly tried to hurt me. The fact that no one came to her baby shower wasn't because I plotted against her. It was because when given the unvarnished truth, people make their own choices. So, here's my question for you. Have you ever had to cut a toxic family member out of your life? What was your breaking point, and how did you handle the aftermath? Share your experiences in the comments below.